Welcome to Love What Must Be Done. Today I thought that we would talk homeschool organization in a small space. We do not have an office, so we do all of our homeschooling in the kitchen and dining area, basically. So I thought that we would do a little walkthrough and see what that looks like for us. So let's go. This is the kitchen area, and right over here is where our homeschool cabinet is. It works out pretty well for us right now. We have this shelf that this cabinet that my husband built. And if you don't have a cabinet like this, you could always just use a bookshelf or any kind of shelving unit with baskets. These baskets were from Walmart, but also if you see back in my pantry area there's baskets in there. The Dollar Tree has an assortment of sizes of baskets or little bins for just $1. So really, anything like that will work. We initially had these separated out by child, and I had my own basket for my stuff, and then each kid had their own basket. But as we've transitioned our schooling into doing more of the same, I'm actually doing both of my oldest kids with kind of the same curriculums. It has worked better to divide it into subjects. So I still have my basket here, and over here we have our craft paper and just any kind of computer paper. And then that basket over there is their journals and folders, any kind of little artsy craftsy stuff they do during their quiet time. Down here, my math curriculum is not in yet, but we have math and then language, history and science, and then at the end there is going to be our Latin and art and music resources, the things that we'll use not every single day. At the top we've got our writing utensils, so the kids can come and grab these whenever they want. And then in each drawer we just have different supplies. This needs to be organized, but this is a drawer of mostly my stuff with their stickers and different chalkboard accessories. In this drawer we have their stickers and paper for them to play with. And then over here we have some stencils and letter practice. So also at the top we have our globe, which we will be using for our history curriculum this year. And then just a few little decorations just because I like to make it look cute. And then once we head into the pantry, we are thankful that we do have a really large pantry. My apron's out of the way here. Which has been super handy for this. But I just decided to use... Oops, sorry fingers. I decided to just use these two shelves for our homeschool supplies. So over here I have more of my toddler things that are divided out into the alphabet so that I know I just keep things in little clear pocket folders inside of those. And then I have our extra books, workbooks, our curriculums that came in packs like Foundations B for next semester. I have our glue and my dry erase markers, things I don't necessarily want them getting all the time with getting a hold of and making messes with. And then down here I have our bin of paints, a craft box. Our 2-year-old, he does these bears, and I'd like to use this little area in between the boxes here to store more things that he can do during school time. Just to keep him occupied and help him learn. And then over here, I'm so glad I have an empty box, so I'm sure I will fill it up, but I'm starting off with an empty box. Another thing that I still have to organize is this island cabinet. It is crazy right now, so I'm not even going to show it to you, but it has construction paper, Play-Doh. It has a lot of the kids' toys and things that they would use in the kitchen on the countertop. So that's basically all of our storage, and I will move over to the dining area to show you more of where we are going to be doing school. Okay, y'all, I've been wanting to get that cabinet done I just showed you, the island cabinet, forever. And I find that usually it doesn't get done just because I don't make it happen. So I did make it happen. I was kind of feeling like I wanted to do it anyway, and then I was doing this video. I thought, why not? So anyway, baby girl took a nap, and the big kids are watching Mary Poppins, and I decided to take that opportunity to organize. It really didn't take very long, maybe 30 minutes. Usually we find that if we just do it, it gets done a lot quicker than we realize, then we feel happy because we've gotten something great accomplished. So there is the beloved island. It is pretty basic. It's just 2 doors. It's big enough to like have 2 bar stools at, but I thought I would show you. I wish I would have done the before kind of now, because then you could see the transformation. But we just have, there's a craft box there. Behind that there is, actually that's the box full of the learning manipulatives. The box behind that is the craft box. We have stamps, Play-Doh, and Mundo at the top. I have my laminator in there. It's kind of dark. I don't know if you can see it. I stacked up the kids' little bags that they like to take along anytime that we go over to Nana's house to do school. And then we have just a tote full of different things that I have collected over the years when I was in college for early childhood, craft ideas, seasonal things. That's just full of those types of things. And then just extra markers and crowns are down there also. And if we come up here to the drawers, I just stuck, I didn't do a super clean job, I just did a quick job, so you can still see some pencil shavings, but I just have our scissors, our pencils and pens, and then the little accessories over to the right. And then over here, this is just our little junk drawer full of batteries and whatnot. But these things were overflowing before I did this, and I'm so glad I just took the little bit of time it took to get this done. Full disclosure, this is what my living room ends up looking like after I get done with the project. When the kiddos are playing, we've done some Legos, they've been moving around the baby toys, but we're gonna get it cleaned up super fast. So there it is, and I thought it was going to be like one of those all-afternoon kind of projects. It wasn't. So I'm hoping that'll inspire you that if you have a small area that's been driving you crazy like that has for me for months actually, and I just thought I didn't want to take the time to do it, do whatever it takes to distract your kiddos or pull them in to help you for a while, and just tackle it, get it done, and you will feel so happy that you got it done afterwards. Okay, on with the tour. This is the area where we primarily will do our school. At the top we have our clock with our little numbers around it. And then we have the calendar, which we just made. We had an old frame lying around that we weren't using for anything. And so we took the picture out of it, and we took the glass out, and we just cut a piece of tin or metal to the size. And I made these little buttons with magnets on the back and glued the numbers on the inside, painted the metal with chalkboard paint, and it really works well for our little calendar. The kids like to put the numbers up there, the dates. And then I just have a couple of posters here for the kiddos. And the last thing I wanted to discuss is that if you don't have space for a whiteboard, it is handy to know that you can write on your windows with dry erase markers, and it will erase. Yes, baby. Ah, no, he's not sad. Yeah, he's happy. He's happy. So it erases really easily, and I just like that tip because we do not have space for a dry erase board or a chalkboard, so this has worked really well for us. A few side notes. We do schooling pretty much year-round. We do a little bit lighter schedule in the summer. Other than that, though, our stuff does stay out all year, but I do take this opportunity at the traditional back-to-school time to reorganize, revamp, toss out stuff I don't need, and try to start from scratch, so to speak, in the sense of organization, so that we're prepared for another full year. This is just the time of year that I was always raised going back to school, so it works for me. It gets me in the mode for re-energizing for another year of homeschool. And another thing that I wanted to note was that in Texas, we do not have to keep any sort of documentation, but if I did, I would probably just keep that in some binders with the other binders up there. I think that would probably be my easiest solution, because I know that that's something that a lot of people think about, is how to keep a portfolio for their children. And I think I would either do it in binders or those big totes that are those file totes. They're plastic. I had thought about doing that as well if we ever would be somewhere where we would need to keep a portfolio for our children. I am also going to provide the link to that homeschool cabinet over there. We had gone on annawhite.com. She has so many resources for different shelving units, cabinets, you name it, it is on there if you want to DIY something for your own home. But I'll link to the one that we used. We modified it a little bit for us, but you can just do what works for you. And I also wanted to encourage you to look for other homeschool moms who have been doing this a long time in your community. And also, if you look online, I love following along with the Encouraging Homeschool Mom, Jamarelle Stewart. She has a wealth of resources, ideas, free homeschool deals. So she would be one to look into, especially if you're just getting started in all of this. That wraps up our organization tour. I hope that's helpful, and I hope that you could see that really for just a small amount of money, whether you go to a thrift store and find a bookshelf or just install a few shelves in an empty closet or a closet that can be minimized or cleared out, and just a few cheapy baskets, you can do quite a lot to organize all of your homeschool stuff. So, have a great day, and remember to learn to love what must be done.